What's going on, guys? So I just got back from my little work trip, so I'm back in the garage. Unfortunately, I was hoping the radiator would be in. It's not yet, so it's a weekend. I'm sure I won't see it for another couple of days yet, unfortunately. So I'm going to kind of mess around this thing a little bit. I got to get the wipers on, screw around with some fuses. Brake light stopped working, so I got to figure out what happened there. License plate light, and I think that's pretty much it. Then just a little stuff on the interior. Clean it all up, vacuum it out, get rid of all the junk, put some handles on it, stuff like that. So that's my plan today. In the meantime, I've been pricing out stuff for the Nova. So I've gone over before, 71 Nova SS, small block car automatic. So I have a big block I had originally had built for this. It's finally done. So it's a bit of a, 450 or 500 horse big block. And then over the summer, I ended up finding this Muncie 4-speed. So my plan originally was big block 4-speed in the 55. Like I said, I just love driving this thing the way it is. And then just last week I picked up that scatter shield, which is pretty slick. So I was at the parts store, the hot rod store there. Priced it out on this sucker, basically about $1,000. I want to put a different clutch in it, and they said headers, different motor mounts. And I mean, that's pretty much it. Then I guess some sort of a aluminum radiator. This thing I just put in a plastic one because it was cheap and that's my style. So I was going to yoink this motor out, go through it, and maybe put it in the Chevelle. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, so I need from you guys, if that's what you want to see, I need you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, because $1,000 is a lot of money to a guy like me. But anyways, I'll be working on this, and like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I want to put rockers on my 95 Chevy half-ton. Maybe it'll be the Nova. I'm not too sure. So leave a comment below as to what you want to see next, and we'll keep going. Otherwise, we'll get into this. I guess door locks, gotta do that too. So let's do some messing around on this thing, and hopefully get a video out soon. Alright, so I'm working on door locks. Got that one in, the other one's in. I actually maybe show you how it even works. I took the weather stripping off another door, just the spare door I had. It's kind of beat up, just that door I had out front, the price door, because these doors they're missing little strips of it and stuff. So I was just gonna cut a little piece, put it in there. It's got these little pinholes that these little things fit in, so I'll do that. I'll glue the ends together, so it'll be good as new. I'll just grab the key. So now this side didn't even have a door lock in it, but now look at that. So yeah, making progress. Actually, I was going through all the stuff and cleaning out little boxes. I managed to find a proper headlight switch, because this one I made was kind of janky, but I'll put that in a box to lose for next time. So all I gotta do now is pull out the ignition switch. I gotta change the little centerpiece so my the key will work, because that's whatever came with it. And then yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta do there. So it's working out pretty good. So next I'll be gluing all these. Unfortunately, all the doors are kind of beat up. They're not too bad, but at the bottom is a little shitty. Actually, this one I might be able to glue back together. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today. Maybe a couple of screws in there and a bunch of tape to hold it all together. And then door handles. I still gotta find some clips. Hopefully I have some, otherwise I gotta go buy some. So I'll bring you back when that's all taped up and glued together. Alright, back at it. So you can kind of see I got a bunch of tape all around the door and stuff like that. So I kind of got them just resting. The back door was a little easier. But basically I just kind of cut a little strip out, ran it across, glued it, taped it up. I'll let that set up. So I've done 3 out of 4 doors. Hopefully they'll be pretty good. I'm going to have to come back and just a little more, this is all I used. Weather strip adhesive. Same thing at the back. I just kind of taped it up. I have not done the front door yet. Unfortunately, it's going to need a lot. It's all the way across the bottom and a little bit down the front. So I'm going to see if I actually have a whole other door, a front door. I can take the weather strip right off and maybe just swap it around. It might be easier than trying to piece it together because this one's so beat. I stopped by my old man's, and he had a bunch of old miscellaneous fuses. which is what I need to do the panel on this thing. I have a lot of stuff running off switch power because I didn't have any fuses for the constant power. And then just printed off this little diagram, says what fuses go where for amperage and all that sort of stuff. So I'll crawl on my back and get that all set up. And then yeah, onto the door, and then I think I'm done for the day. Alright, so I finished putting in all the fuses. Everything seemed to work out pretty good. I can show you that, but I mean, let's be honest, it's fuses. So I got all the doors done, except for the driver's door. I do have some weather stripping in the basement I checked, so I'll be going over that. But I think I'm done for the night. It's time for a little bit of supper. Let this sit overnight, then I can be back out tomorrow. Hopefully all the weather strip will be set. It's Sunday, so I might go out and go look at some cars tonight. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's it for garage time. What's going on, guys? So it's the next day. I don't actually know where I left off there. I know we were going to go look at some cars. We did. It was so dark out last night and do a whole lot of filming. So all I have is this ratty GoPro. Anyways, the progress I'm making. The radiator's coming out, so that can only mean one thing. My eBay radiator showed up. So hopefully it'll be decent. I might have to do a little bit of screwing around because the brackets are different, but hopefully it'll fit in perfectly. Otherwise, I mean, I started taking the tape off all the doors and stuff like that. So it's, all on there, looking good-ish, anyways. So all around, it got all down in here. You see it's kind of glued in, but it'll be good enough. Peel the tape off, and then, yeah, I gotta do the other door yet. So I'll pull this radiator out, and hopefully I'll test fit the other one in, and it'll work with the little brackets I made, because that would make my life a lot easier. Well, you knew that was going to happen. It wasn't just going to bolt in easy. So the brackets unfortunately go kind of the wrong way, and I'm limited to going back because the core support goes across. So I either got to make some longer brackets so the radiator to mount. I also do have another core support that someone had previously cut out. I had it all painted up and stuff ready to go, because I was going to put it in the 55 originally. So I don't know if I want to be that guy or not to cut the core support, but really who cares. Then my brackets all work and everything's kind of all lined up, so that might be the easiest way to go, I'm thinking, because it's also a little bit wider, so I kind of have to squeeze it apart a little. So I'm thinking I might just do that. It might be easier just to swap the core support out. I got to move where the cooler is, give me a little bit more space, because if I put it behind, it might fit, but then I got no room for the fan on the back side, and I like running electric fans on the back side if possible instead of on the front. So I think I might just go ahead and butcher it in that way, so we'll see what happens. You can judge me in the comments. Alright, well that was a lot of work. It's hot out. It's probably been an hour and a half. About halfway through, I probably thought it would be easier just to change up the brackets, but hey, what are you going to do? So I got to go to the parts store because this is the fan I have, so it's kind of a little small. If I can find one that's a little bigger, maybe I'll do that. This one also only has 2 legs on it, so I got to buy a couple of legs and then decide if I want to wire it up just through a switch or through like a temperature sender. But otherwise, with the red in the new spot, I managed to use the proper hoses that I actually had off the Chevelle instead of these universal ones, which I prefer those. So that worked out pretty good. So a few zip ties, get the wiring out of the way, get some sort of electric cooling fan on there, and the trans cooler. It should be good. So I'll be back in a little bit, put this thing together. Alright, well, I'm back from the parts store. They were closed early, signed the door. That was awesome. So there's not much I can do. I wanted to get a little thermostat or whatever, a little temperature switch, and get the fan all wired up. So instead I went on Amazon. It should be here in a couple days. So I got some stuff I can do here, clean up and all that under the hood, but I'm feeling pretty defeated right now. It's a zillion degrees today. Some rare September weather, but it's hot, so I'm not going to do anything else. Fill the radiator up with coolant. It's not leaking, so that's pretty good. Everything's ready to go. It needs some zip ties under the hood, kind of tuck a few things together, and ultimately a cooling fan, plate lights, hook the wipers up. I think it's pretty much ready to go. So leave that for today. I'll probably be back out tomorrow, clean up the wiring, run the plug wires, do all that sort of stuff finally, and yeah. guess we'll see what else I gotta find out. Hopefully it'll just run and it won't have any other leaks, because I haven't really run it long enough to build a bunch of pressure. I think I saw some coolant coming out of the heater core, so I'm gonna double check all those hoses, make sure they're all tight, and go from there. But be back at tomorrow, so subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, and yeah, wish me luck for tomorrow. What's going on, guys? So next day, just got home from work. Actually, Danny locked me out of the house and I don't have any keys, so I'm out in the garage. On the way home though, I did pick up a cooling fan, which it's a 16-inch one. Unfortunately, it's a little bit thicker, so I'm not gonna be able to put it on the back side, which I was hoping for. This little, I think it's a 10. It's quite a bit narrower, but I wanted a bigger fan. I didn't want to have any overheating issues, especially because it's gonna be her car. So it'll actually work out good. I got enough I can go on the side, and I can still have the cooler on the other side. It'll be fine. It'll just be a pusher fan instead of a puller. And then I ordered a little relay kit with the temperature switch, which I'll put right in the head, I think, or maybe the intake, whatever I do there. So I can kind of run the wires for that. And then, yeah, do a little bit of underhood wiring, make sure that's all kind of looking nice. A few zip ties, clean it all up, real pretty like. But once that's all done, I mean, I can still drive it. You just won't have a fan, but as long as your crew's gonna be fine, it's not too hot today. Hook up the wipers. So I just kind of was testing those manually without actually having the switch hooked up. So I do all that, and yeah, making progress. There we have it. Trans cooler, fans mounted. I had to flip the fan so it would do everything properly. I got the plug wires kind of somewhat routed. I had an old air cleaner, I slapped that on there. Gotta get a wing nut for it, it's got a nut holding it on. What else I got going on there? That's pretty much that. I pulled the two horns out, tested them. Shocker, they don't work, so I'm gonna see if I can maybe smack them with a hammer. But I think I'm done in here. A few zip ties, getting a few things going. I hooked up the wipers, so they're ready to go, because it's got that hard spot halfway through and sticks, so a lot of guys are saying just kind of, I'm gonna put some like marble mystery oil in there and just let the thing run. Now I got the radiator in there and let it go back and forth, and hopefully it'll free itself up. Otherwise I have a couple other motors. Worst case I can pillage one off the 55 for the inspection. Back here I can't find the plate, the light. Like I found a little lens, but I don't have the actual little piece. I did have this, it's like an LED cheapy version, so I'll make a little bracket that fits in there, plug it in, and then I'll have the license plate will shine. And then I found the old bracket for the license plate, so it's seen better days, but yeah. Straighten it out, bolt it back on, and I'm calling it for the night after I get those done. So quick and easy. Alright, so here's the piece I made. It's a little rinky dink, but it's just a piece of aluminum. It's actually an old street sign. Screwed in the thing. All I did was I took a piece of cardboard, cut it to where I wanted, matched the holes, cut it out, cleaned it up. So it'll be, yeah, it looks like how it looks, I guess. You gotta be on the lookout for a proper one, because that'll make a world difference. And I think this is the wire. It's got power, so all I gotta do is just drill a little hole or run it through, I guess, one of the existing holes. Two little wires here, one to ground, one to power. Bolt this thing in and I'll have plate lights. So I'll bring it back when it works. Alright, just screwing around a bunch with the wiring. We took it for the test drive. It had no brake lights, but had signals and all that, and I thought it was just gonna be a brake light switch, was a wire had come undone or something like that. There's actually a lot more to it. I ended up having the ignition switch out. I had to change some wires around on that. I had two backwards, one power, constant power and one switch power were flipped, so that threw everything on the fuse box for a loop that I had wired, so I had to change all that. And then I pulled out the headlight switch. It actually just had a couple of dirty terminals, so I took it apart, cleaned those, put it back together, and everything's working perfectly. So again, the trusty wiring diagram made a big difference. But everything at the front's working, at the back's working. I checked the brake lights at the switch. I don't think when Danielle gets home I'll have to double check. But that's park lights are on, which is awesome. And then I just grounded this to the one bolt I put in, and then should work. Look at that, perfect. So I'll just extend that wire, go under, and that's it. But yeah, now I gotta put everything back together, which is a pain in the butt, but hey, especially now because the cluster's in, I'm lying on my back, which is a real pain in the ass. But that's that. So, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, all those good things. Let me know what you think about the Nova. Big block in it, 4-speed, just put a small block, or keep the small block, put a 4-speed in it. What should I do next? Because I guess I'm pretty much done with this thing. The temporary insurance I got on it is expired. Like an idiot, I got 2 weeks and then I left for a week for work, so that was handy. But I should be able to button this thing up in the next couple of days. That's it for this video. Let me know what you think, leave a comment, all those good things, and I'll be back at it tomorrow.